When I was pregnant with my firstborn, who is now 2, I had no idea what baby items I needed. I was not around babies or toddlers very much at all in my life, and when I looked at the registry, it seemed a little overwhelming, and it felt like I needed all of these things in order to be a successful parent and a cute parent, to have this cute nursery, which I'm not against that, and I'm not against having any of these items. These are just things that I personally found that I didn't really need, and I either bought them and didn't need them, or I just haven't ever had them. So I want to list some items, some baby items that I've never needed, and hopefully save you some time, some money, some energy along the way. So we got our tea. It's chamomile lavender, so delicious, and let's get started. If you're new here, my name is Gina. This is Gina Marie Plus 3, where I talk about parenthood and simple living, and really just the journey of parenthood, because every day I strive to be a better parent than I was yesterday with my kids. Better at how I talk to them, better with gentleness and kindness and patience and self-control and all the things. But in this video particularly, I want to talk about baby items that we never really use. And I'm not saying that any of these things are bad in and of themselves. I think that I just tend towards the more minimal side of items in general. So the first item that we did get first initially, but used only twice, was a baby bathtub. And this is a functional piece of plastic. You just set it in your bath and they lay in there and you can bathe them that way. Our bathroom was already kind of small. We only had one bathroom, not a lot of storage, and for us it just wasn't worth keeping, and so we just ended up putting a towel down on the bathtub and laying the baby down and just washing him that way, and it worked just fine. The second item that we did have a few of, but it wasn't that necessary, were baby socks and baby shoes. Specifically the baby shoes. These are really cute, but they are not necessary. Socks, my boys always took off. They don't stay on baby's feet. Same with shoes. Like their feet are so small, the shoes don't really stay on their feet. And these were just not something that we ever really purchased or got. Socks during the winter were fine, but really like the onesies that cover the feet are perfect for keeping the feet warm. So shoes and socks, not really necessary. The third baby item that we never purchased because we never found a need for it was a wipe warmer. Our babies never really seemed to be bothered by room temperature wipes, or even if they were a little bit cold, they never seemed to be bothered by it, and we just didn't really want another gadget on the countertop, and so we just like to keep things kind of more minimal, kind of more clean, so we just never really found the need for a baby wipe warmer. Kind of along those same lines is a bottle warmer. Now, this might be useful if you are breastfeeding and you freeze some of your milk, and it is really nice and handy for not microwaving milk, because you can't do that with breast milk. But we did formula, and we initially had a bottle warmer, and when we got up in the middle of the night, we would have pre-made bottles in the fridge, take them out, put them in the bottle warmer, and we learned later that we can just do room temperature water, put it in a separate glass, put the formula in the bottle, and in the middle of the night just add the water to the formula, shake it up, and you're good to go. Because we would just stand there for like, a minute while it's warming, discombobulated, tired, and it also gets a little kind of gunky after the water's been in there for a while, and gotta clean it out. Again, it's another thing to leave on the counter. We tossed it and found a better method of getting up in the middle of the night and fixing formula. The next item that we initially had but then got rid of was a diaper pail. Now, I really liked this initially because it does hold a lot of diapers. The one thing I didn't really like about it was it does take up space, and I just really like clutter-free environment. But 2, you have to buy the specific bags that go in the diaper pail, and it's just another extra thing that you have to get. So we got rid of it and we just use a little trash can, and we put our plastic grocery bags that we might get from the store, put those in and put the diapers in there. And it also, you know, the diaper pail is not supposed to smell. Sometimes it would. So with the trash can, it doesn't hold as much, so you have to get rid of it quicker. And so it smells a lot better, and it's not a huge thing in our room. The next baby item that we've never had is a mobile, a thing that hangs over the crib that the baby can just look at and be awed by, mainly because our babies do tend to sleep on their stomachs, and so they wouldn't really be looking up at anything anyways. Also, just the crib is for sleeping, and I know that that can be kind of a benefit for babies in developing, as they are looking at something and they're following it with their eyes, and I think that is a good thing. But I think me just personally, for safety, I'm like, I don't want anything in the crib, I don't want anything around the crib, even though it's probably not going to fall off. You just never know, and I just wanted to be safe. And so we've never had a mobile, and it's been fine. The next baby item that we just have less of are baby bottles. So again, with our firstborn, we probably had too many baby bottles, like maybe 12 or so. And over time, you just kind of learn, like, the more baby bottles you have, the more you have to wash. And kind of like clothing that I mentioned in our declutter video right before this, that I'll link below if you want to check that out. The more clothes you have, the more clothes you have to wash, and you might wash them less often, but you're washing huge loads. Same with bottles. So we now just have like 3 or 4 bottles that we use, and that is totally fine. We wash them more often, but I know exactly what bottles we have and where they're at, instead of misplacing bottles or losing parts to bottles and all that. So it's a lot more beneficial for us to have less bottles. Along those same lines are baby clothes. You don't need a ton of baby clothes. Your baby grows so fast, and our son probably didn't even touch like 15 of his onesies ever, because he had so many baby clothes. And one thing that I wish that I would have done on the registry is finding baby clothes all the way up to a year, just like a few items for each like stage, for each month. That would have helped out a lot with just like having clothes for that whole year, or that whole year and a half or whatever. But yeah, when they're newborns, they grow quick, and or at least mine did. My kids they're big. I don't know, they're not like huge, but like they grew pretty fast, and so they grew out of their clothes really quickly. The next item that we did have, but then we reverted to something else, are cloth bibs. And these are really great for younger babes, but you have to wash them all the time, and they eat frequently, and so you have to have a lot of bibs for like a day. And so we found the bibs that you just wash in the sink are a lot more efficient, and you know exactly which ones you have and all of that. So cloth bibs, we did have them at one point, and just decided we found these other bibs that we liked more, and you just wash them in there. It's a lot easier. Almost done. The next item that we tried was cloth diapering. And we tried it, guys. We tried it because I wanted to try to be eco-friendly, thinking about the earth, and using resources, or not using up resources. And I think when you are a new parent, you're adjusting to so much, and so it just wasn't worth the hassle of cleaning the poop off the cloth diaper and washing them and stripping them if you needed to do that, and there's just like a science behind it. And for us, I think it was more stressful than anything, and it just wasn't worth the stress to do that. So we still have our cloth diapers, probably gonna sell them, but I wanted to be a cloth diaper mom. I did, but I just couldn't swing it. So mad props to you guys who use cloth diapers. I really respect that. And the last item that I think I just don't quite understand, but is a sticker on your car that says baby on board. And maybe you guys can shed some light to this if you have one or if you like them, but I guess my thought is like, are people going to be more aware and careful when they see your sticker and that you have a baby on board? Are they going to drive slower around you, or like what is kind of the thought behind it? Because I do get frustrated when I have kids in the car and people are driving like maniacs around me. I get so mad. And so I didn't know, like, do those stickers help? Like, do they help people be more aware of you got a baby and be careful? I want to know. But haven't found a need for a sticker that says baby on board. I know that one's like kind of a random one, but don't have one. And I don't know that like a lot of people have them, but I guess that was just like an add-on. Those are all of the baby items that we personally either don't have a lot of or haven't found a use for, or we did have them at one point. Hopefully it can save you some time, some money, some energy if you're pregnant, if your sister's pregnant, if your cousin's pregnant, if your mom's friend's pregnant, whoever's pregnant and you need a gift or you need to know what to get on your registry. I hope that this video is helpful in some way, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll leave you with this from my tea that is from Traditional Medicinals tea, and it's chamomile lavender. Delish. Are not flowers the stars of the earth?